my kindergarten dolphins. Let's do some math. So we're going to begin with our objective. So I'll start and you repeat. Objective is what we are going to learn. I can describe how different materials look in different containers. Okay, so today we're continuing to talk about capacity, okay? We're continuing to talk about how when something is full, how much can it hold? Remember, capacity tells us how much something can hold inside of it, like a container. Like we had our measuring cups yesterday. Some of you showed me bowls. Some of you showed me cups. Some of you showed me mugs. Those are all things that can hold stuff. And we want to know, how much can they hold? That's what we talk about capacity. Now again, our materials are going to look kind of different today. We want to talk about thinking about how different materials, so like rice or water or beans or whatever you were measuring with yesterday, look in different containers. So we're just going to use one amount. So like I have my big bag of rice, I'm just going to use that much rice, but I'm going to try it out in different size containers and see how it looks. So let me give you an example of what we're talking about here. I have a glass full of rice. We can see it's almost to the very tippy top. This cup is almost full of rice. Let's look at how the rice looks when I pour it into this bowl. Okay, so now my glass is empty and all the rice is in this bowl. Now, does it look the same way that it did when it was in the glass? No. What is different about the rice in the bowl and when the rice was in the glass? Well, the bowl has a bigger capacity. The bowl is bigger than the glass. The glass is taller than the bowl, but the bowl is wider. So the rice is all spread out at the bottom. When my rice was in the glass, it was all bunched together and it went up high. Let me show you again as I pour my rice into the glass how it looks. Now, I don't want to spill any rice, so I'm actually going to make a little kind of funnel maneuver here, like this, so I can make sure it doesn't spill. Pretty successful. So now my rice is back in the glass and my bowl is empty. Now, does the rice look the same way that it did when it was in the bowl? It sure doesn't. This glass has a smaller capacity than the bowl. This is almost full. If we were to fill the bowl, there would be a lot more rice in there. Now we are describing how this material, the rice, looks different in the two different containers. In the bowl, it was really spread out. The bowl has a bigger capacity, so it didn't look like there was as much rice. But because our glass has a smaller capacity, it looks like there's a lot of rice in here. Look again, same amount, looks like lots of rice. Now it doesn't look like a lot of rice because our bowl's capacity is bigger. Let me show you another example of this. So here I have another bowl, and this time I have a big tall vase. So what do we notice right away? I notice that my vase is taller, it's taller, but my bowl is wider. My bowl is longer on the sides, it's not as tall. I also see that my vase is skinnier. It's not quite as wide. So I think that my bowl is going to have a bigger capacity than my vase. Let's see what happens when we add some rice. So here, this is the amount of rice we're going to add. When we add it to the bowl, it's able to spread out all at the bottom. It doesn't look like there's too much rice. When we add the same amount of rice to the vase, because the vase is skinnier, it looks like the rice goes up taller. But remember, it's the same amount of rice. There's not actually more rice in here, but because the containers are different, it looks different. So we're using our words to describe that. So I'm saying because the vase has a smaller capacity, because it's not quite as big as the bowl, it looks like there's more rice in here, but it's actually the same amount. My rice here is just spread out, kind of like what we saw with my cup and my bowl. My rice here looks all spread out, and it doesn't look like there's as much, but that's just because my bowl has a bigger capacity. So today for your homework, you're going to do this as well. You're going to describe how your material that you're measuring, it could be water, it could be rice, it could be beans, it could be fruit, it could be toys, but remember, it all has to be the same material. How it looks different in two different containers. So for your homework, you're going to take a video and you're going to show me what material you're using and how it looks different when you put it in something with a big capacity and something with a smaller capacity. Now it has to fit in both items. Notice how my rice fits in my glass, it doesn't overflow, and in my bowl. So make sure that you don't overflow your containers. The point is not to see which has a bigger capacity. We just want to know, how does it look different, and practice describing what's different about it. So I'm going to pretend to be a kindergartner now, turning in my homework, okay? Hey, Miss O, I'm going to show you how my rice looks different in two different containers. My glass has a smaller capacity than my bowl. When my rice is in my glass, it looks like it's almost full to the top. It looks like there's a lot of rice. But when I put it in my bowl, it doesn't look like there's as much rice. It is all spread out because my bowl is wider than my glass, so it has a bigger capacity. I know it has a bigger capacity because my rice was full in my glass. But now I would need a lot more rice to make my bowl full. Bye! So that's how we would turn in our homework. A plus 100%. I was using my words to describe. And you can use all those measurement words we've learned about, like tall, or big, or small, or short, or long, or wide, or heavy. All those things you can use to describe the different containers and the material you have. All right, kindergartners, I can't wait to see what kinds of things you're measuring at home, and I'll check in with you all later. Bye!